Hey everyone! Want to learn how to start a business and improve your English at the same time? You're in the right place. Welcome to English Time Podcast, your favorite podcast where real conversations meet simple explanations.
Hi friends! Today, Jack and I will talk about starting a business and running a coffee shop. You'll hear natural conversations and learn useful English words and grammar. Ready, Jack?
Ready! Let's start with our first conversation. Coming up with the business idea.
Jack, have you finally made up your mind about what business you want to start? I remember you mentioned a few ideas last time.
Yeah, I have been thinking about it a lot. I really want to open a coffee shop, but I'm still not sure about the location and the target customers.
That makes sense. Location is key for any business, especially something like a coffee shop. Have you done any market research to see if there's a demand in your neighborhood?
I did a little bit of research online, and I asked some people around, but I haven't done anything formal yet. I guess I need a more detailed plan.
Definitely. You should also check out your competitors nearby. What kind of coffee shops are already there? What do they offer? What can you do differently?
Exactly. I want to create a cozy place that offers specialty coffee and maybe some homemade pastries. I think if I can give customers a unique experience, they will come back.
That sounds like a solid plan. Have you thought about how you'll fund your business? Do you have some savings, or are you thinking about getting a loan?
I'm saving some money, but I might need a small loan to cover the initial costs. I want to be careful with budgeting from the start.
Hey Jack, before we dive deeper into your business idea, let's go over some important words and phrases from our conversation, okay?
Sure, Emma. I want to understand everything perfectly.
Great. First, remember when I asked if you had made up your mind about the business? This phrase means to decide after thinking carefully. For example, have you made up your mind about your plans?
Ah, so it's like when I finally decide what I want to do. Got it.
Exactly. Next, I mentioned location. This means the place where your business will be. The location is very important because it affects how many customers you get.
Right, like a coffee shop in a busy street might get more people than one in a quiet area.
Perfect example. Now, target customers means the specific group of people you want to sell to. For a coffee shop, your target customers could be students, office workers, or local residents.
So I need to know who I want to attract before I start.
Exactly. Then I asked if you had done any market research. This means studying the demand, competition, and customer preferences to understand if your business will work.
I did some research online, but not a formal one. So market research is more detailed?
Yes, it usually includes surveys, interviews, or data analysis to get real information. Also, I told you to check your competitors. These are other businesses selling similar products or services.
So I should see what other coffee shops offer and how I can be different?
Exactly. If you offer something special, like specialty coffee or homemade pastries, you can attract customers looking for a unique experience.
I like that idea. What about funding the business? You asked if I have savings or need a loan.
Right. Funding means getting the money you need to start your business. A loan is money you borrow from a bank or someone else, and you have to pay it back later, usually with interest.
I'm saving money, but I think I'll need a small loan to cover costs like rent and equipment.
That's smart. Lastly, you said you want to be careful with budgeting. Budgeting is planning how to spend your money carefully so you don't run out too fast.
Okay, so I need to create a budget and track my expenses.
Exactly. Now let's talk about some grammar from our conversation. First, I asked you, have you made up your mind? That's the present perfect tense. It's used to talk about decisions or experiences that happened recently or affect the present.
Like, have you eaten lunch? Or have you visited the new cafe?
Exactly. Next, you said, I have been thinking about it a lot. That's the present perfect continuous tense, used for actions that started in the past and are still happening now.
So it shows I'm still thinking about it?
Yes, then you said, I might need a small loan. The word might is a modal verb to talk about possibility, something that could happen but is not certain.
So it's like saying maybe, but in a more formal way.
Right. Also, remember should in my sentence, you should check your competitors. We use should to give advice or recommendations.
Okay, so it's a polite way to say you must.
Exactly. But should is softer and less strong than must. Finally, some phrasal verbs like make up your mind. These are common in English and are made of a verb plus preposition or adverb. They often have a meaning different from the individual words.
This is really helpful, Emma. Thanks for explaining everything so clearly.
You're welcome, Jack. Keep practicing these words and grammar points, and your English will improve a lot.
Let's hear a more detailed conversation about managing finances and costs. Emma, I'm starting to get a bit overwhelmed with all the costs involved in running the coffee shop. There are so many things to consider: rent, equipment, salaries, supplies, and I'm not sure how to keep everything under control.
I understand, Jack. Managing finances can be stressful, but the key is to plan carefully. Have you created a detailed budget yet?
Not really. I've tried to list the big expenses, but I haven't included smaller things like maintenance or marketing costs.
Those smaller costs can add up quickly. You need to be thorough. I suggest you start with fixed costs like rent and salaries, then estimate variable costs, which can change monthly.
That's a good idea. How about tracking the budget? Is there a tool or method you recommend?
There are many apps for budgeting, but even a simple spreadsheet can work if you update it regularly. The important thing is to compare your actual spending with your budget to see if you're on track.
What should I do if my expenses exceed my income for a few months?
You might need to cut unnecessary costs or find ways to increase your revenue. Offering promotions or loyalty programs can encourage more customers to come in.
Thanks, Emma. I feel more confident about managing the finances now. I'll start by setting up a monthly budget and tracking everything closely.
Okay, before we continue, let's review some keywords and grammar from our conversation about managing finances, all right?
Sure, Emma. I want to fully understand these important terms.
Perfect. First, you said you're overwhelmed with costs. Overwhelmed means feeling stressed or worried because there's too much to handle. For example, I feel overwhelmed when I have too much work.
Yes, sometimes it feels like there are too many things to think about at once.
Exactly. Then I talked about managing finances. Finances means all the money-related things in a business or personal life. Managing means controlling or organizing.
So managing finances means controlling the money flow and making sure everything is planned.
Right. Next, you mentioned costs like rent, equipment, salaries, and supplies. These are all types of expenses. Rent is the money you pay for your shop space. Equipment means the machines or tools you need. Salaries are the payments to employees. And supplies are the materials you buy to run the shop.
Got it. And I forgot about smaller costs like maintenance and marketing.
Yes, maintenance is fixing and taking care of your equipment or shop, and marketing is promoting your business to get more customers. Both can add up quickly.
You also said I should be thorough. What does that mean?
Thorough means paying close attention to every detail and not missing anything, like making a list and checking everything carefully.
Okay, I'll be more thorough with my budget.
Good. Then, I mentioned fixed costs and variable costs. Fixed costs are expenses that stay the same every month, like rent and salaries. Variable costs can change monthly, like buying supplies or electricity bills.
So fixed costs are predictable, and variable costs can be different every month?
Exactly. Now about tracking the budget. This means regularly checking your spending to make sure you're not going over your planned money.
Are there good tools for that?
Yes, many budgeting apps can help, but a simple spreadsheet works well if you update it regularly. The key is to compare actual spending, the real money you spend, with your budget, to see if you're on track.
I see. What if expenses exceed income for a few months?
Good question. Expenses are the money you spend, and income is the money you earn. If your expenses are higher than your income, it means you're losing money. In that case, you might need to cut unnecessary costs. That means reduce or remove spending on things that aren't essential.
And if cutting costs is not enough?
Then you try to increase your revenue. Make more money by attracting more customers or selling more products. For example, you can offer promotions, special deals, or loyalty programs that reward repeat customers.
Thanks, Emma. I feel more confident now.
You're welcome. Just remember, planning and tracking are the keys to good financial management. Let's quickly talk about some grammar. You said, I'm starting to get overwhelmed. Here, starting to plus verb shows the beginning of an action or feeling.
Like I'm starting to learn English?
Exactly. Then I asked, have you created a detailed budget yet? This is present perfect tense, used to ask if something has happened at any time before now.
So it connects the past to the present.
Right. Also, I said, you might need to cut costs. Might shows possibility, something that could happen but isn't certain.
Like saying maybe.
Yes. Lastly, when I said, I suggest you start with fixed costs. Suggest is a verb used to give advice. After suggest, we usually use the base form of the verb without to, start, not to start.
Good to know.
Now, it's time for our next conversation, how to attract customers and promote your business effectively. Jack, have you thought about how to attract customers to your coffee shop? Marketing is just as important as having good products.
Yeah, I have a few ideas. I'm planning to use social media to reach a wider audience and participate in local events to connect with the community.
That's a smart move. Social media can really boost your visibility. Are you going to create regular content like posts or stories?
Exactly. I want to post daily updates, share photos of new products, and maybe run some giveaways to keep people interested.
Don't forget about the atmosphere inside the shop. A welcoming and comfortable environment will make customers want to come back.
Definitely. I'm thinking about playing soft music and decorating the place with plants and cozy furniture.
That sounds lovely. Also, have you considered a loyalty program? Rewarding repeat customers can build long-term relationships.
Good point. I'll look into setting up a digital loyalty card or app that customers can use easily.
Perfect. Remember, customer experience is the key to success. Hey, Jack. Before we go on, let's review some important words and grammar from our chat about attracting customers and marketing. Ready?
Absolutely, Emma. I want to understand everything clearly.
Great. First, you said attract customers. To attract means to draw people's attention or interest so they come to your business. For example, a good advertisement can attract many customers.
So it means to get people interested in what I offer?
Exactly. Then I mentioned marketing. Marketing is all the activities that promote your business or product to customers. It's just as important as having good products because it helps people know about you.
I see. And I said I want to use social media to reach a wider audience.
Right. Social media are platforms like Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok where you can share content and communicate with people. Wider audience means more people, beyond just your local area.
That makes sense. I also said I want to post daily updates. What exactly are updates?
Updates are new information you share regularly to keep your audience interested. It can be photos, videos, or news about your products.
Got it. I also plan to run giveaways. What does that mean?
Giveaways are contests or promotions where you give free products or prizes to participants. It's a fun way to attract attention and engage customers.
Nice. You reminded me about the atmosphere inside the shop.
Yes. Atmosphere means the feeling or mood of a place. A welcoming and comfortable atmosphere makes customers feel happy and want to stay longer or come back.
That's why I'm thinking about playing soft music and decorating with plants and cozy furniture.
Perfect choices. Then I asked if you considered a loyalty program. A loyalty program rewards customers who keep coming back. It builds long-term relationships between your business and customers.
Like a digital loyalty card or an app customers can use easily.
Exactly. This makes it simple and convenient for customers to collect points or get discounts.
Thanks, Emma. This really helps me understand how to improve my business.
You're welcome. Always remember, customer experience is the key to success. It's how customers feel about your shop that keeps them coming back. Now, a few grammar tips from the conversation. You said, I'm planning to use social media. Plan to plus verb shows your intention or future action.
Like, I'm planning to learn more about marketing.
Exactly. Then I asked, have you thought about how to attract customers? This is present perfect plus about plus verb ing. It's used to ask if someone has considered or thought about something before now.
So it connects past consideration to now?
Right. Also, you said, I want to post daily updates. Here, daily is an adverb meaning every day, modifying the verb post.
Like doing something regularly.
Yes. Lastly, when I said, don't forget about the atmosphere inside the shop, it's an imperative sentence giving advice or instruction.
So it's like telling someone what to do or remember.
Exactly.
Great job today. Talking about business can seem overwhelming, but step by step, you're building both your confidence and your vocabulary.
Absolutely. Keep practicing these phrases and don't be afraid to use them in real-life situations. Even small conversations count.
Now, here's your challenge. Try to use at least one phrase from today's episode in a real conversation about business this week. It's a great way to grow your English and your entrepreneurial thinking.
And hey, if you found this helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode full of useful tips, real conversations, and fun challenges.
Thanks for being here and learning with us.
See you next time, and don't forget to subscribe.